Have you started up on your fertility journey? Well, if you have or you're planning to, this video will be perfect for you. To have an alkaline detox specialist by your side through this journey. My name is Jin and I'm in Toronto, Canada, and I'm so happy to come to you today with this prenatal series. This is part 2 in my prenatal wellness series. In this part of the series, we'll be discussing regenerative health. If you've seen the first video in this series, you'll know that the focus has been on alkalizing the body, getting the lymphatic system hydrating and moving out all that waste that's accumulated over our lifetimes. And now we really need to look at, instead of removing, adding in a vital supply of minerals. So we have to think about oversupplying the mother-to-be and the father-to-be with alkaline minerals. Now, I'm not talking trace minerals found in sea salts or salt water. I'm talking the trace minerals found in seaweeds and other living greens such as alfalfa and other things, but not the trace minerals found in salt. Those minerals are not usable by the body. These are inorganic minerals that the plants have to take in and convert into organic minerals for human use. So these are things that we want you to do, is think about, where can I get more vital substances from plants? And both mother and father-to-be need to be thinking in this way, but the mother needs to supply her body with the minerals for 2 or 3. This is going to be a big part of your journey. Having a lot of superfoods helps. Talking about greens, alfalfa powders can be very helpful. Organic alfalfa sprouts. We have to be careful with alfalfa. We have to make sure it's organic because now they are genetically modifying alfalfa. But they have fed alfalfa to racehorses for years and years. It's a wonderful builder because of all of its minerals. These are the steps that I would talk about with you if you came to me for a one-on-one consultation, which a lot of you have been doing. And I thank you so much for the honor and pleasure to work with you so intimately. Thank you for your trust in me and my services. So what we would do is we would initially get you detoxifying in a gentle way. We help you to transition over to more raw living foods, and we work with the lymphatic system using herbs. But this is more of a detox approach, and in this video, as I discussed, I'll be talking about the second step, which is the regeneration, oversupplying the body with vital substances from plants to really help to regenerate the tissues, organs, and glands. By regenerating and strengthening the body in this way, we will have a better environment to house a new life. And to support new life, this is going to be very, very important. So one ought to think about consuming superfoods such as goji berries, acai berries. The berries are particularly high in vital substances, meaning life force energy, that allows any newly released acids to be neutralized and carried out of the body safely and effectively. So it is basically the second step to a proper purification program. And what can you think of in terms of other vital substance rich foods? I can think sprouts off the top of my head. We all know that sprouting became a big trend for this reason. I wouldn't recommend algae, so spirulina, blue-green algae, this kind of stuff, because I think intuitively it makes sense that I personally wouldn't, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to go and start sipping the algae off a stagnant pond. You know, that's when the pond, that's when the algae grows, is when the water is stagnant. It doesn't seem very appealing to me. I would say that taking a lot of dark leafy greens and even seaweeds would be so beneficial. And the seaweeds containing a lot of iodine, as one example for one mineral, I'm not going to go into detail on all the minerals because I think that's overdone in our culture and in the holistic nutrition world. I just believe that eating foods in their whole form without going so much into the nutrition component is the key. We greatly benefit from these organic minerals found in plants, and the seaweed specifically with its iodine for the thyroid function is going to support the entire endocrine system, as is all of these mineral-rich foods, and therefore supporting the reproductive organs as well. Herbal protocols are a part of this program that I offer to my clients. The herbal tinctures specifically cleanse and strengthen the tissues, organs, and glands. It's also recommended to have herbal teas, especially kidney teas, to really help clean out the lymph. But remember, that's more part of the initial step. In this step, we're thinking about foods that contain alkaline minerals, so superfood blends. A lot of people are getting into creating their own superfood blends out of medicinal mushrooms like chaga and reishi and lion's mane, which have so many benefits and are so high in minerals. I can also think bee pollen and a lot of the bee products on the market. Bee pollen apparently contains every vitamin and mineral known to man. An alkaline diet filled with fruits, berries, and melons, smoothies and juices will definitely get you on the right track with this regenerative part of your journey. Watching out for diets that are high in protein because of the acidity. If you know somebody or yourself are suffering with pain and you want to increase it, eat protein. In all seriousness though, you're going to want to watch for how much protein you're consuming in your diet, as well as complex carbohydrates, because complex carbohydrates are often acid forming. The only ones that are truly alkaline are millet, buckwheat, and amaranth. And these are still grains with a lot of sugars, which can tax the adrenal glands and the pancreas, which are responsible for quite a lot to our vitality. So you see here, along with the first initial step with alkalizing the body, we're still considering alkalizing the body in this part of the journey. And mainly we're thinking about oversupplying the body with vital substances. More foods to be aware of are cooked tomatoes and cooked pineapple. These are some of the most acid-forming foods out there. And you need to still watch the coffee. To summarize, we're alkalizing the body to detoxify, and then we're regenerating. During the alkalization and purification stage, we're dissolving deposits. Even excess weight starts to get dissolved. And in doing so, there's a newly released acid in circulation, and it becomes quite aggressive, and it can become even redeposited if it's not neutralized by these vital substances. You have to think about eating raw foods, raw seeds, raw nuts, if you need some healthy protein sources and healthy fats. These kind of things are going to be very energetic, and they're going to come in along with the other items we talked about earlier, like the alfalfa powders and such, are going to come in and be quite active in neutralizing the newly released acids and toxins that the body now wants to be rid of. And so that is the most important thing, is to have this neutralization by having enough energy-rich substances in your diet. Adding in a lot of herbal teas to support you, and even adding fresh herbs on top of your cooked food will give you that life force energy. I had one couple come to me some years ago after a lecture with Dr. Jen Shura, my original teacher in Germany, who taught me about these 3 steps of purification. So stay tuned for my next video where I'll talk about the 3rd step. But this couple, all they did was add in superfoods. They were eating a superfood blend by the handful, one that Dr. Jen Shura used to make available in Canada. Unfortunately, he does not anymore. One of the ingredients were was bee pollen in that blend, and they were just eating that before they ate anything acidic. So, or drink, there's beverages that are acidic, that I talk about that if you follow my work. So they would take a small handful, little palmful, maybe a teaspoon or two, prior to anything that they felt would throw off their alkaline acid balance. And they got pregnant and have a beautiful family now. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.